Tennessee upset Auburn 30-24 on the road today. Blake Topmeyer with John Adams and Mike Wilson of the Knoxville News-Sentinel. John, I think we thought this would be a competitive game, but we weren't expecting a Vols victory. How surprising was this today?
Oh, it was very surprising, Blake. I think it's a tremendous victory for Tennessee. It just changes the course, the outlook of the whole season. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, I was wondering if this team could win 4 games. Now it looks like it. You look at the schedule, how well it played today, and you think maybe a bowl bid.
Mike, what was your most important takeaway from this game?
I think a competent offense. Jarrett Garantano throwing for more than 300 yards for the first time in his career. The wide receivers making kind of all the 50-50 catches. But I thought a really important thing was Ty Chandler. They found more creative ways to get Ty Chandler the ball. And that's something we've talked about. That's something you wrote about a couple weeks ago, is how do you get the ball to your most explosive playmaker more often. They got some swing passes, some handoffs, some more creative ways. So kind of the offense as a whole kind of pieced together things, and the line didn't play badly, which is maybe the most crazy development of all today.
Yeah, Garantano did his best work on third down when he was 11 of 14, over 300 yards passing in the game for a career high. John, I thought the way he played today, I mean, this looks like a guy they can win with. I mean, I know he may not always be this good, but if he can play close to the level he played today, he's good enough to win some SEC games.
Yeah, in the past we've seen him as a caretaker of the offense, protects the football. We've seen him with a strong arm. But today we really saw a playmaker, a guy hitting deep throws. And you look at the rest of the schedule now, rule out Alabama and Missouri with Drew Lock, Alabama, of course, with Tua, but Tennessee could end up having a quarterback advantage in those other games.
Mike, we saw Jarrett Stidham have 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. Just how do you think the Vols were able to rattle him as well as they did?
They got pass rush again, and the Auburn offensive line isn't very good. I mean, that was something known coming into this game. They can't run the ball very well. They haven't done that in about a month. But they didn't protect him well in the pass game either. But the interceptions were bad decisions. I mean, more than anything, Jarrett Stidham just made bad decisions today. I mean, both times he was being sacked and just made a horrible decision each time. I mean, handed the ball to Tennessee essentially. Frankly, lucky both weren't pick sixes. When you look at that, lucky that they didn't have 3 defensive scores, honestly. Yeah, they found ways to get to Jarrett Stidham, and that kind of altered that game for them.
Next week is Alabama. It feels like just kind of the worst part of the schedule for this Alabama. Coming off a victory, it feels like maybe Tennessee could get some momentum. Is this just kind of a worst-case scenario schedule-wise to have Alabama next week and maybe not a South Carolina, Missouri, someone else like that coming up?
It is, but even if you went and won next week and have Alabama the next week, you're kind of running into that same problem. But I think when you look at the schedule now, because before the year we looked at this and said, man, that's 5 losses. I expect a lot more from Auburn, expected a lot more from South Carolina too. Both these teams have been disappointing. So Tennessee now, that this 5-game stretch where they had Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, South Carolina, wasn't as bad as it appeared to be. There were 3 tough ones in there, but the other 2, this was winnable. South Carolina also looks winnable.
John, it's amazing how a perception of a team can change just after one game. I think coming into today, we were thinking this is probably a 3-9 or 4-8 team, maybe beating Vanderbilt, Charlotte, and that maybe was it. Now, obviously, there's more hope. I mean, is this a possible bowl team?
Oh, I think it is. But again, Tennessee has to play this way.
Yeah.
I mean, this can't be an aberration. It has to be game after game, because if not, it could lose to all these SEC teams. It's got to play really well. But you're right, and it's not just Tennessee. Perceptions of teams throughout this league can change on a weekly basis.
Once again, the Vols won 30-24. For all the coverage of the game, go to govolsextra.com.